Hello and welcome back to another interrogation breakdown. Today we will be reviewing the interrogation of Kelly Cochran. Kelly Cochran is a hot mess. You see, in 2014, she cheated on her husband Jason with a man named Chris. She asked Chris to be in a real relationship, and he declined as he was already dating a woman named Terry. Yes, he was also cheating. Because of this, Kelly decided to tell Jason about her love affair. Why would she do this, you may ask? It wasn't because she felt guilty and wanted to come clean to be a better person. No. It was because back when Kelly and Jason got married, they made a murder pact. They said if one of them cheated, they had to kill the affair partner. So with that in mind, she told her husband and then set forth a trap for Chris. She invited him over to have relations, and then in the middle of the act, Jason came out from the place he was waiting and shot Chris in the head. Kelly then handed him a buzzsaw, and the two made quick work, disposing of the body and ditching the car far from the house. Within the next few days, they had a cookout where they fed the neighbors strange-tasting burgers. Some people suspect they were made of human meat, but Kelly has never admitted to that. So we just have to hope not. When Terry reported Chris missing 10 days later, the day he was killed was the day they were supposed to meet up and reconcile from Chris's infidelity, so I'm assuming she must have thought he had changed his mind and was ghosting her, but then after so long she realized something was wrong. Chris's car was found with a post-it note with directions on it to Kelly's house. The FBI immediately suspected the couple after interrogating them both, with Kelly claiming they were in an open marriage and Jason being agitated about the infidelity, as if it was not an open marriage. However, by the time they got a warrant to search the house, Kelly and Jason had wiped all traces of the murder from the home. Kelly and Jason then bounced around states for 2 years until Kelly decided she wanted revenge against Jason. She wanted Chris to die because if she couldn't have him, no one could. But after Jason killed him, she was angry with him. So she gave him an overdose of heroin and proceeded to smother him with a pillow for good measure. When the EMTs arrived, she even tried to disrupt their attempts to revive Jason. Once the medical examiner determined the cause of death was smothering and not an overdose, Kelly was brought in. This interrogation is one of her many and is after she has already revealed the location of Chris's body to the FBI investigator. They have a really weird interaction during the interrogation, but I'm pretty sure that's because the interrogator is very good at his job and he knows exactly what Kelly wants to hear and is able to play the part eerily well. You'll see what I mean. Let's dive in.
See, the closed spaces don't bother me after being in a fucking box.
No?
They tell you I made a couple black kids cry on the bus.
No.
I had to tell them I was a cannibal because I was on a box. You fucking cry.
Put you in a little cage? Yeah.
That was probably your doing.
Not me.
Make sure she's the only girl in there, so you put her in a box.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Do you want me to bring lunch over or something? I can do that.
I don't know. What? You probably have some things to do, I would assume. And we could probably go for a few hours at least. And then once we do that, if you want to figure out with Ryan when's a good time to take a break, we will take a break whenever you guys talk about it and schedule it. And if you want to bring something, if you could have something, what would you want?
Cheese pizza, light on the sauce, cheese.
Is that what you would like or no? Yes?
And then
Unopened soda.
unopened soda.
I'm going to open it right before I hand it to her.
I won't drink it.
All right, text me if you need anything.
All right, thank you.
Do you want these ones?
You need anything?
I don't have a choice. He told me I'm not allowed to remove those. That's the sheriff's orders. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sir. Hey, what do you want me to do? If I need anything, step out or
Or you can wave to the camera.
just wave? Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you make people nervous because you're creepy.
How are you?
Why do you ask that?
Because I'm being genuine.
You're being genuine, but why?
Yeah, I worry about you.
Why?
Why?
That's never made sense to me.
Why wouldn't I worry about you?
He's clearly not being genuine because he's trying to get a confession. However, this is the worst way to answer a question. The best way to tell if someone doesn't actually have an answer for you is when they answer your question with a question. If she was smart, she would realize this, but she's just buying it hook, line, and sinker.
That doesn't make any sense to you. You know who I am.
For a long time.
How's for a long time? How do you know me and I don't know you?
People know me when I want.
I'm going to take this off if you don't mind. I'm just going to see Becky. Yes.
I can't see me.
There you go.
Your cups, your big cups in the way.
Yep, it's going to be. I haven't been in a room with you or anywhere with you other than at a restaurant where I didn't chew.
And you let me serve you a beverage.
I did.
Did you drink it?
Yep. Every last drop. Hesitantly, but I did.
Hesitantly?
Yeah.
You had doubts about me then?
Absolutely.
Why? Did you see that?
I knew.
She's so creepy. She's staring into his eyes, happy that she made him nervous, that she might have slipped something into his drink.
What?
Just noise. But why care? Why worry?
I care and I worry about everybody.
Why?
It's me.
Flawed?
Flaw. True. There you go. You know what my flaw is now.
A detective that is good at their job will allow the suspect to feel like they are in control of the interrogation, and I think he is using that in order to get her talking.
I don't think it's a flaw, though. I mean, I really don't. People end up in really bad positions, and they end up with somebody like me, and I don't know, if more people actually cared, then maybe better things would happen in the world.
You tell me that you don't think that there's change.
Change for you? I'm not a doctor, you know that. I've told you that I don't know how many times, right?
A doctor doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but I mean, you know that I'm not a doctor.
You and that phone.
It won't happen again. They just sent me his number in case I need anybody. Ryan's.
Ooh, she gets so irritated that his attention was taken away by a text for even a mere millisecond. He notices and apologizing, letting her know the attention's all back on her and it won't happen again. She's gross.
Well, I mean, I told you from the beginning I wasn't a doctor. You've asked me how many times. You kept asking me, what are you? You know. Well, I can read all the books that I want to read, but all those books don't give me any answers. You know, because you're different. That's what you are.
No unicorn.
I don't know. Unicorn I thought was a good analogy.
She's obviously just toying with the detective during this, because she would rather be in here talking and waiting on her cheese pizza than be back in jail in solitary with 5-minute checkups.
It takes me back to you being a hunter.
Well, we've already gone through that, though.
But you smile when you answer me.
Smile when I answer you about what?
What would I ask you?
About what? Ask again.
If you're a hunter, you already answered me, but I don't buy it. If you're a hunter and you come across a unicorn,
I would not, ever.
You're gonna put its head on a wall.
Nope.
Say that was the one.
You were wrong. I'm not that kind of hunter.
Maybe I am.
Well, maybe you are, but I'm not. So
Why do you tell me that
the answer is I wait for things. You wanted the answer. So the answer is that with all the animals, when I was young, I took many. And then I grew. And I was more choosy. And so I'm very choosy these days. And so I only take impressive old ones. And now you smile. And why is that?
I'm laughing at your answer.
Why?
I guess I could use your answer too.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be talking about animals here. Given the fact she has expressed that she has 9 other victims, she might be referring to how she used to kill people willy-nilly, but now she's more picky. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Also, she's so creepy that it's intriguing and keeps you watching.
I don't want you to sit in this room with me and embellish. I want you to be truthful with me, okay? Can we do that?
Sure can.
Can you and I have a good conversation? Can this not be a game? And I don't mean that to start this off with you being unhappy with me because I use the word game because you hate it when I say that.
No more cheating.
So you are acknowledging that this is a game by saying he is cheating.
You too. We're like on equal playing field.
No, we're not. I'm wearing pink fucking handcuffs.
Well, you are. We can't get past that.
We can't, and I've asked them to paint them.
Yeah, well, they won't.
Somebody will. Next time you see them, they'll be blue.
Yeah? Who do you think's gonna get them to paint them for you?
I'll have Brian do it.
Huh?
I'll have Brian do it after he smiles.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Underestimate me.
Well, I don't doubt that you're good in a whole bunch of ways. But some things people know.
Yeah, 'cause you tell them. In the news for the fucking glasses, that's a little embarrassing.
It's not my doing.
It is.
It's not my doing. Ask anybody, you can talk to anybody, ask them if they've seen my name in anything. My name is not in anything, and I've asked that my name not be printed for anything to do with this.
Because the warden with the speech impediment, slobbers, he was communicating back and forth with you. You know they had
What are
me.
you talking about?
You know they had me on a 5-minute watch in Kentucky.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah,
You did the 5-minute too?
Yes. Yes.
Why would you do that?
Now make sure you're all right.
I'm all right, aren't I?
You are.
Did I hurt myself? Did I attempt to kill myself? Put it that way.
Oh, you could have.
I could do it now.
Obviously, you could have.
Just a little scratch or two.
What's the point of it?
I needed to. If I wasn't gonna hurt somebody, I hurt myself. That helps.
Yeah. And how long has it been that way for you?
33.5 years.
Well, I mean, I heard you tell your mom that you remember things to 18 months old.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What do you remember?
That doesn't matter. Doesn't make me who I am.
No, that's some bullshit. She doesn't remember jack shit from that age. She just wants to think she's so special. This is some shit narcissists do to try and make themselves feel superior to others.
I know that.
To answer Steve's question, yeah, I was molested. Doesn't matter. Didn't change me.
You answer your mom's question with a riddle. He destroyed himself. Now she's to figure it out.
Who else destroyed themselves?
Right. She'll easily figure it out. But you didn't say his name. Why not just say his name?
I don't
You
know.
won't give him the You won't give him that because you won't say his name. Is that why? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not
You
sure.
don't. You don't have to say his name to me either. But why? Why wouldn't you? I'm just curious why you wouldn't actually say his name to her.
Because then she'd blame herself. She's going to blame herself anyway.
Well, I mean, I can assure you that she's going to blame herself no matter what for a lot of things. But
None of it's her fault.
no, and I, you know, that I'll do my best to reassure her that it's not her fault or your dad's fault. You know, your dad did become really emotional the other night as soon as I walked in there. There's no doubt in this world that your father loves you more than anything in the whole world. No doubt. I mean, he just started sobbing within 30 seconds of me sitting down next to him.
What'd you say to him?
I didn't say anything to him. Nothing. Other than I was there. And he was just overwhelmed by everything.
Do I love them?
Why would you ask me? Do you?
See that muscle below her bottom lip? She clenches that every single time he brings up a question she doesn't want to answer. From that expression, I would assume her answer is no, she doesn't love her dad. But she doesn't want to say that, so instead it manifests as a physical reaction on her face.
Do you love them? Do you love them? Do you love anybody?
I did.
But how do you define love? I mean, we can talk about this stuff for a little bit because it all means things to me to do with all this. And but at some point we'll talk, okay? And you can tell me when you want to start to talk.
You're leading this. You're in control.
Okay, so let's talk about love then, because you just brought it up. So do you love anybody? Really love anybody?
I watch and I study people. Obviously, you do too.
Mm-hmm.
And how they act and how they seem to feel and react.
Seems to feel is a weird sentence to say unless you think of feelings as a display for other people. She makes it sound like everyone is putting on a show for others through their emotions, when they're just actually processing feelings. This makes me think she doesn't actually process feelings and just displays what she thinks is appropriate.
Others.
And it's all about whether or not you can use that particular emotion to manipulate.
Not always.
But a lot of the time.
Some psychopathic tendencies with that. If it was my family, I said I'd kill for them, but I'd probably also die for them.
Yeah.
Oh, she would definitely kill for them. Die for them? Nah, I don't think she would do that.
I don't know, I think that you've always been in self-preservation mode your whole life.
I'll give it that, yeah. I think that's all I know. No, I would say that I should love them. I shared a bond with them. They raised me. They taught me respect. And I do know respect to an extent.
What is it with me? The truth.
What do you mean?
What is it with me?
What do you mean, though?
What is it with me? Why did you choose to continue to talk to me? Did you think I was weak?
No.
Did you think I was vulnerable?
The vulnerability you can see in your eyes, but that's not why.
So then why?
Some people fascinate me.
Why do I fascinate you?
Because I think I know you a little bit.
How?
I don't put myself with anybody that I haven't looked into or that I don't know at least a little bit about.
Okay, so can you explain to me then?
You fascinate me.
No, not a good answer.
But you do.
Okay, but why? What has happened to me or my life that fascinates you?
You can see it in your eyes.
What about it?
You have the same look in your eyes that I feel like I've seen in my eyes, but I don't feel it. You feel.
And what's that?
Sadness.
4. And you know you got me because I just choked myself almost.
No.
So go ahead.
No, just you see it though. I see it in your eyes.
Okay, but there's something else to all this. You said you researched me. So what made you... Why me?
I knew you were smart.
How?
I know your work.
What work?
The work you do.
Okay. What do you know about the work I do?
Enough to know that that's who you are. I mean, you do your job well. But in your eyes, the first time I even seen you at his folks' house, you had glasses on, but when I first seen your eyes...
Glasses?
You didn't have glasses?
No,
That
I
was
don't wear
your-
glasses.
That was your partner. Chris. Chris.
Mhm.
I don't like his name.
But Chris was your affair partner's name. You don't like the name, but you also killed Jason as revenge for Chris? I'm gonna need a little explanation.
No, when I seen your eyes. No, I'm not using that against you. I'm just saying you can see most of your feelings in your eyes.
Think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Hmm.
You can. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. You sure about that?
Yeah. No disrespect. You feel when I can't. Maybe it's a jealousy.
There's a lot of people that feel, though. All the other people you talked to felt.
They're different.
How? How am I different? I mean, I'm really curious. I just want to know.
It's your eyes.
Why? Because you know that I truly care about you, and I care about your situation. You know that.
You didn't care about me at the start.
Um,
You didn't know me enough at the start.
no. I give you that, probably. I was more focused on my job. Yeah.
He is telling her everything she wants to hear. She's so special and smart, and he cares about her. He didn't before, but now he does. This is rapport building, and he has to be able to copy off of her and make her believe him. So he seems creepy too, but I think he's just really good at his job.
I wasn't saying that to be disrespectful.
I know that. I didn't take it that way.
Your eyes are sad.
Well,
You do have pretty eyes, though.
just so you know, I'm not sad.
But you have sad eyes.
I mean, it does. This situation makes me sad. Sure. I feel for people like you. I feel for situations like this. I felt for Chris Reagan. You know. I've been told that's wrong. Yeah. No kidding. I was told that that was wrong. And you know what?
Helps you do your job.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
I know.
Doesn't matter to me.
Maybe that's part of more of the reason to be fascinated.
Maybe.
You do your job better.
Yep. I decide to do it and I go.
Kinda
As
like
far
me.
and as long as it is.
You're not gonna tell me how many hours we spend together anymore, though.
Why?
That's kind of rude.
We have spent a ton of hours together.
So,
I know. It was necessary. You said something to me that you kind of ticked me off when you said it to me, and you tried to make it out like I did something wrong to you by bringing you to Michigan the first time. Okay. Like you said, when you brought me here and I didn't even know what I was doing.
I was
Hang on a minute.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me speak first and then you can answer. You chose to be with me that night. I didn't wander upon you. I didn't seek you out. You sought me out. You and I had already talked about going to Michigan to recover Chris, and that I was willing to go at the drop of a hat with you. And on that night, I did not know that you were jacked up. I thought you were sleep deprived, just like you told me about when I got the ambulance for you, because you were all pissed off at me 7 ways to Sunday when I got the ambulance for you. So I went in there and I asked you, show me on a map. And you told me I can't. You told me I have to show you. And I said, okay, we'll go. And then that's what we did. And you never ever complained about anything. The only thing you did was try to demand a letter of immunity. And I told you I'd turn the truck around and go back, didn't I? Didn't I?
There is no immunity for me.
No. I was never willing to make that option with you.
I'm still auditioning for roommates, so just so you know.
You know what? You and the roommates.
I don't want a woman roommate.
Would you quit? You know exactly what the answer to this is, that you'll never have a male roommate.
There's male guards though.
It doesn't matter.
Girl, you nasty. That is not how things are done. Quit it.
I hope to God enough of them are schooled that they know better.
Yeah, I would hope so. Having sex with inmates while you're a guard is illegal. That's a huge power imbalance and wildly inappropriate.
So,
No,
can you and I start over? Okay. Go ahead, you had a question.
With the...
This humming noise is killing me.
It's in my room too.
Oh my God. And actually, I'm going to move this thing closer because, and I don't care about seeing you, but because I care about audio, and I'm not going to sit here and write every single thing. There are some things that I will write during this when it's important, but I'm not going to write everything because I'd rather refer back to what I have on video or audio.
She's trying to seem so calm and in control, but look at all those pressure points on her hands from squeezing them together so tightly. Ma'am, we see right through you.
When I write a report to do with all this.
You asked me about love. I am capable of loving.
In what way? I'm going to move it. Because I'm moving it.
I never should have been able to fall in love. Shouldn't have.
Well, I think that goes to you, maybe you aren't exactly what you think you are.
No,
Well, for me, at this juncture of everything to do with you, it doesn't matter what a doctor said 5 years ago. It doesn't matter what a doctor said 10 years ago. It doesn't matter what a doctor said in the last 2 years, okay? Because they were in your training ground doing exactly what you wanted them to do. Correct?
She's so happy that she pulled one over on the doctors, but he's smart enough to see it. Girl, you aren't as clever as you think. Some doctors just aren't good at their job. There's a bottom 50% too. These get degrees, baby. Just because they're a doctor doesn't mean they're a good one.
probably.
Because you would go there and get them to diagnose you in whichever way, shape, or form you wanted to be diagnosed in order to get whatever medication you wanted specifically.
To control myself.
Right.
But you looked at it differently. You looked at it for me to get high.
Well,
And although we
okay,
both
because you never said that to me, and obviously you couldn't tell me that at that time. Okay? I mean, and I'm not smart enough to realize that that's your outlet. You know, it took me a little while.
I wouldn't say you weren't smart enough.
I
You've
don't
seen
know.
me high quite a few times. So
I have,
you
and
kinda-
and the Well, it's hard with you because either you're, using your medication or you've deprived yourself from sleep for days. And I knew that you were because I was getting the text from you at night. And I knew that you were sleeping in your truck and that you weren't going home. And
There is no home.
well, I get that. Why did you not go to the house? Were you afraid like I was going to kick a door in to come and get you, and that's why you weren't there?
No.
Then
Because
why?
you could have picked me up anywhere.
Anytime. Right.
I-
So why would you not go there and lay your head down? I mean,
My mind.
everybody has like a sanctuary, right? That you go to for a moment, brief moment, and you're all right.
I wish he would have let her answer why she didn't go to the house. He's interrupting a lot right now, and I think he should just allow some silence until she does speak, because she had even started an answer.
And it couldn't even be your bedroom there that you could go to. You're better off in the park.
Yeah.
Why? Because no one's there.
I'm at peace when I'm by myself
Okay.
or in nature. The solitude. But no, I don't have a sanctuary.
Do you hear in your head?
A little bit.
Where is it? Where is it?
Right now?
Yeah, where do you go in your head? Where's your happy place?
Okay, he clearly asked if she heard in her head, and she said a little, and then he changed the train of thought. I don't know if he misspoke, but look at her thinking about whether or not to say she hears voices, so she can possibly use that as a defense.
What do you see when you think of your happy place? I'm just curious because I have one too. And I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
I don't have a happy place.
You don't have a place that. See, it took me a while to realize how that works. And it was through extreme pain that I figured it out. And nearly passing out. And then I realized how to control it. And it's amazing what you can control when you think of certain things.
Right.
So you don't do that at all.
I can control a lot in my mind, but there's no
There's no place for you to go. There's nothing that you've ever seen painted a picture of in your brain that makes you think that this is the place. But you talk about solitude and the outdoors and all that. That doesn't do anything for you.
No.
Not like that.
No, because there's still that battle up there that doesn't allow me to have that moment to have it completely peaceful. Like one instance, I guess that would be peaceful. I don't know about it wouldn't be happy. Would be skydiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that, huh?
After that free fall and that chute opens, it's peacefulness that you'll never find.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
You ever been skydiving?
No, I'll have to try it. I'll probably my chute won't open. That's my luck.
My first jump, I scared the guy because it was tandem. He kept yelling at me to pull the chute.
You were waiting and waiting and waiting as long as you could.
I waited past 5,000 foot just because.
You wanted the rush.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what happens.
You mean you wanted to terrify the guy? Your whole persona is trying to creep people out.
But when that chute, you go quick. If you don't like heights, it's probably not as fun. But once that chute opens, that would probably be the only moment of peaceful.
Okay. So there's something for you to think about sometimes. That was the point of this part of the conversation.
Thank you, Doc.
I'm not a doc. You want to know where mine is? I walk over this hill, and the wildflowers have grown up, and they're about this tall. And I just walk through, and the wind's blowing really hard, and my hands touch them. And in an instant, I'm all right. And that's it. That's my place. flowers everywhere. And with flowers come what? Yep, all over the place. And it was before I ever met you.
You ever been to a cadaver farm?
No, I haven't, but I know what you're gonna tell me. They flock to them.
That's why I like butterflies.
How did you find that out?
I was allowed to go to a cadaver farm
In school?
In Illinois.
Yeah. That had to be an interesting experience for you.
It was great.
Yeah.
You are so creepy. You like butterflies because they flock to dead bodies. You're nasty. She's too good at creepy.
Never been to something like that. Not
And
to
what year did you do that?
05. No, 07.
All right. Let's talk.
Now that you psychoanalyzed me.
I haven't psychoanalyzed you. You know that I'm not trained in anything like that.
You're trained in people, though.
I am trained in people.
You could probably do a better job than most doctors.
I don't know about that.
I'll tell you what medicines to write.
You want to be my partner now?
I don't do well with partners.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, she's right about that. She killed the last two.
You'd probably be the messy partner.
I don't know about that.
I've seen how organized your truck was.
Yeah, it's not. But you know what? Organized chaos.
I don't buy that. See, you didn't get to see my room before they packed it up. I didn't realize they had packed it up.
Well, I saw your room at the house the morning that you sat at the table with me, and I said, can I photograph your room? And can I have Sipes photograph your room?
Oh,
and you said, it's a mess.
That was at his parents' house.
Hang on a minute.
Oh.
You're like, it's a mess, it's out of order, I haven't had time to clean, everything else. And I've gone back and I've looked at the photographs because I paid attention, but I didn't pay much attention when I walked in there. I did notice that all your books were square on your desk and that there was not a thing out of order. Your pillows were perfect on your bed. You had everything to a T. Yet your excuse was that it was a mess and out of order and that it was disgusting and everything else. But it wasn't.
But it was.
It wasn't. It was just an excuse. You didn't want me in that room.
No, you were welcome to come.
No, I
Judging by the tenseness of that arm, he clearly wasn't welcome.
wasn't welcome. You didn't want me in that room. Your first words out of your mouth were, are you going to search it? And I said, no. Do I need to? What are you telling me? And I'm sure that there was something in the room that would have landed your butt in jail right at that moment for some minor violation, but I didn't care.
You seen the bigger picture.
From the very beginning.
I don't know how you can see that. Nobody else can.
I don't know. I'm different. I am. I know
You can't
that.
see it in my eyes.
You're wrong.
What do you see?
You're wrong. You're different than most people.
I don't carry emotion or anything in my eyes.
You try to fake emotion
You can't carry emotion if you don't have any.
instantly, and it doesn't do you well. It doesn't work. Not with me. I've seen you be genuine with me, and I've seen you not be genuine with me. And the very first time I met with you, you were not genuine in your emotion. And you really didn't care. You were just going through the motions with me.
Like how a toddler imitates a parent.
Could be.
Kind of. That's how I learned a lot of things.
You've sat in the room and tried to mirror yourself off me.
She's trying to do the exact same thing to him as he's doing to her. He's just better at it. He knows what she's doing, but she really thinks she's duping him.
Hold on, before we jump in, there's some things that have been bothering me. I've had a lot of time to think by myself because they don't let me play with others here either. Weird. I've asked nicely too. You said, there's a few things. You said that with men, I objectify men. I think that was your words. And I kind of chuckled.
I don't think I said that to you.
You did.
No, it's got to be phrased a different way.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. You and.
Oh, that they're objects.
Yeah, but the way you said it kind of didn't piss me off. It actually made me chuckle. But it's like you had me pinned right there, and how can you say that? And you may or may not be right or wrong. I don't know. I'm just asking you.
You just said I was right.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so what?
Well, like,
if you're sitting here now and you're saying that I wasn't right or that I
I'm
was
asking.
partially right,
I'm asking because maybe you see more than I do.
I don't understand what the question is.
The question is, how can you say that? Yeah, you know some of me with men. But like, what about my dad? What about Chris? What about Chris? Really?
What about Chris?
Yeah.
Something.
As much as I really
Something
wanna go
happened. Something happened to you with Chris.
there. What?
I don't know. I think that given the times in our country right now, military men are looked better upon today than they ever were before. People who serve their country, they're respected more, they're honored more, and overall, our country has embraced our military men, okay? In the old days, they shunned them, and it was wrong, you know? You got somebody who devotes their life to their country and is a genuinely good person, and you know a good person when you see one, right? You read them right out of the gate, like you did with me, and him, and you knew that he was a good person. There was nothing about Chris Reagan that was really bad. I mean, Chris Reagan was a normal everyday guy who liked to have sex and, you know, fool around and liked to eat well and, you know, just wanted to live his life, the rest of it. And you admired him for what he was, I think. I don't know that though, because I don't know what you can and can't do. But I know that there's something for you with him because I've seen it in your face a lot. And Chris is completely different than Jason. Completely.
That bothers
Completely.
me.
Well, I don't know why, because given the nature of your relationship with Jason, I don't know why that would bother you, because there was really nothing you could do. It's the dynamic of it. You pushed it in that direction a lot with you and him. It's obvious. It was part of your manipulation thing. That's what you do.
I didn't make Jason who he was then.
No, I didn't say you made him who he was. You did everything to keep him in place, though.
But he was careless.
Control. That's your specialty.
I have other specialties.
Yeah? Like what? Well, things that you use to control? Yes. I give you that.
No.
And some people are affected by it and some aren't.
Just not enough effort. I guess.
Well, maybe not enough effort or not willingness. Not a willingness. You know.
He shouldn't bother me.
Hmm?
He haunts me,
Who?
Chris.
No, you did something that you shouldn't have done.
Should have looked away.
Hmm.
Should have never even talked to him.
You.
I see him every day.
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
Well, the most important thing about all of that is that at some point, and I don't know how it works for you, you should realize that you've done what you should have done a long time ago. But you did it. And that's all that's important now.
To me, that's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable to me what you've done, okay? It isn't.
With Chris?
Yes.
I didn't kill Chris.
Doesn't matter. You were an integral part of it. You're an integral part of it.
How do you see that, though?
I know that. I knew it from the beginning. I knew it from the beginning, sitting talking with you. You told me without even telling me, okay? Your body reaction, your language you use to do with things. I mean, we can sit here and we can go back and forth and you can try to tell me that, you know, he did this on his own or whatever now. You can try to change your story with me. You've changed your story multiple amounts of times, okay? But nothing changes the evidence, okay? The evidence lies where it lies. And you...
I've given him almost every piece of evidence I need.
Well, you didn't even have to do that. You know that, right? I mean, I told you that on the phone. I told you there was only one thing that was important that day, didn't I? You drew me a map to the gun a month ago.
And
You
that
didn't
was...
lie to me. Yeah, it was up on the hill, she told me.
Well, at night...
How wrong we were, huh?
Well, I guess at night...
She was right, we were wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
I just don't know why that bothers me so much.
I don't have the answers why it bothers you. I know that you cared about him. You cared about him. I really think that you wish that you could have gone off to have a life with him and tried it. And that's what bothers you the most. You just wonder whether or not it would have ever worked.
I didn't feel...
When it comes down to it, and me and you are sitting here now and all this is over with when it comes to all this, he just wasn't willing to take that step with you, and that's what bothered you. He wasn't willing to take the whole step, to dive in. And had he came to you, and because you've told me that he did, but I don't believe that's true at all from the way you've told me and everything else. He didn't come to you and say, run away with me right now. And that's what you wanted him to do.
No, he said I had to get divorced first.
Yeah, but all you wanted him to do was say, right now, I'll take you. And he never did that. And that's what helped you make your decision.
So that must be why she killed Jason. She actually is upset by Chris's death because she really did want to be with him. But the detective is right. She wanted to control the people in her life, and she couldn't control him and own him. So then she made sure he would die. She seems upset with the fact that Jason killed Chris, but doesn't seem to realize that she's the one that got Jason to kill Chris. And I believe she would do it again in the same situation, even knowing what she knows now. Because she wasn't going to let Chris get away. He was going to reunite with Terry, and that hurt her worse than having him gone forever. It haunts her because she did want him. She wishes she could have controlled him.
Right?
No, with him, I didn't feel like I do, even like I do now.
Okay, so all the more reason to make the right decision instead of the wrong one.
What do you mean?
Not allow him to be killed.
You really think I had a choice?
Yes,
What do you think the alternative was?
you had a choice. You had a choice. You tell me what your choices were. The truth. You tell me what your choices were. The very moment you knew that it was in play.
Damn, call her on her She most certainly did have a choice, and I like the fact that he isn't letting her make herself blameless and is holding her accountable. No victim mentality status here, no ma'am.
Because you thought of him. Turning Jason in wasn't an option. I know that, off the plate. Couldn't do it. There's a reason you can't do it. I knew that long ago.
Okay, I wonder if he is referring to the fact that she has said she's killed 9 more people, so she couldn't just turn Jason in because then he would rat her out. Is she smiling because she knows he knows, or is she smiling because she thinks she has him manipulated to believe she was dominated by Jason?
Should have let him kill me.
Yeah, you knew he wasn't strong enough.
No, he was.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. You were in control.
I was in control for a long time.
You were in total control.
No.
Ooh, that struck a nerve. Did you see all that pressure she placed on her bottom lip there? I think that's likely because she is remembering the feeling of losing control in her relationship, and she doesn't like that feeling. What do you guys think?
Back in September, my folks came to visit. September of 14. My mom begged me to come back with them. Begged. Which I had no intention.
For what reason, though? You brought him here.
I did.
You separated him from everyone.
And I was done with him before we even got here.
Yeah, that's the reason you brought him here.
You think?
You tell me.
I don't know. Some of my decisions don't even make sense to me.
Let's stop this back and forth with this.
Can you stop hitting the table so the camera stops the back and forth? Sheesh.
We can go back to it later. Okay? Let's have a conversation about the beginning and run through things and talk. Are you willing to do that?
I believe so.
Okay.
The beginning.
The beginning, you're telling me that things occurred when you were youthful.
Did you pull those records for me?
There are no records to pull at this point. I have to find somebody who was an administrator at that time, then try to find out who the doctor is, and then go back through all that and see if somebody by chance has something stashed away somewhere. So the only thing that you can do is to just sit here and blatantly tell me what I need to know in order to resolve issues that you know need to be resolved.
I ultimately tried to, I don't know about get help. I don't know if I actually would think of it like that, ever. But when I was younger, I had
Wait, I want to say something before we begin. I don't want no bullshit. I don't want no rabbit chases.
no cobras.
No cobras. I just want us to have, out of all the conversations we had, we owe each other one good conversation. And this isn't gonna, I'm here for several days to be able to talk to you. And I don't plan on keeping you like all evening tonight. We're gonna do this in moderation and talk, and then tomorrow we'll talk again. If you're still willing to talk to me, and we'll talk the next day also. I have that much time. And that's all the time I have from them right now. And then after that, any other times that I'm going to talk to you will probably be on my own time. And that's the way it'll work. So,
I'm not going to force you to talk to me.
I didn't ask you to, did I?
You did not.
No, it's never been a problem for me. I think you know I go the distance. Always have. It's another flaw.
It's not a flaw. Not bad.
Yeah. You're not everybody.
Isn't there such thing as thorough?
Yeah, but some people don't care about thorough. And that's the truth.
Then they're flawed.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
Do you really let other people bother you?
No, I just keep moving forward.
Kind of like me?
Yep.
She is eating it up. She really thinks she is the smartest one in the room, and he's her toy to play with. He's doing a really good job keeping the rapport by continuing to call her on her games. She likes the fact that he's smart enough to figure it out, and that's what's keeping her interested in speaking with him. Not that she's super smart, but she really thinks she is. So to have someone she believes is near her level is clearly pleasing her and keeping her talking to him.
Good and bad, huh?
There is good and bad and everything.
You be bad cop today.
I'm not being bad cop.
I'm telling you to.
I don't want to be bad cop.
I'll be the good one in pink handcuffs.
You know what? I've been good cop and bad cop with you. And I've just been flat ass frustrated at times.
I frustrate a lot of people.
I know that, but I always regrouped and kept going. You were wondering if I was going to give up, I think, at one point. Because you were trying to push me to give up. But
You have patience.
I do, more than most.
Exactly. Everything is a test to determine if this person is worthy of her time. He's just feeding right into the ego too, letting her know she has gotten the better of him, but he's determined even though she's smarter. Obviously, she's not smarter because she's fallen straight into his trap, but he needs her to believe she's smarter and believe that he knows she's smarter.
Now, what we talk about, ultimately, my folks and family get to find out, right?
Ultimately, yes. How could I tell you no? You know. But at the same time, I would say that if even a portion of what you've told me is true, okay? Because I don't take everything you've said to me as true, and I know that you've made up a lot of shit, okay? You have things that will help others with their situations to do with their loved ones. And
you know, I'm not really concerned about helping people.
I know that.
I'm not
But
sound like an ass.
But there are some times that you actually think about those situations and believe, you have a small bit of belief that the right thing needs to be done, just like with Chris in other situations.
I had to do that.
I know that, but there are other situations that you're going to be in or that you were in that are along these same lines, right? Right or not? I mean, you've sat here and you've told me that there are multiple bodies in Indiana. Is that true or is that a lie?
It's true.
Okay, and those people that are in Indiana, who killed them?
You believe it's me,
I'm asking you.
Jason.
Okay,
But I can give you everything you need for it.
okay, that's fine. Look, I'm not asking you to tell me that you've done all of this, okay?
But here's the thing.
I never wanted that.
But what I wanted is what I asked you for.
What?
You know what I asked you for.
An answer?
No.
What?
What I asked you to do for me.
She's so annoying. She will not tell him because she believes he needs to remember, because clearly she's all important and every demand she utters needs to be recallable at all times. Like she's a human with a large workload and lots of details, along with trying to figure out what you're lying about and what you aren't. Just say what you asked for, you cocky. Could you imagine being in a relationship with her? Oh, she would be so annoying. Like she has to be the center of attention all the fucking time, and you have to remember everything she ever said. No, thank you.
For Indiana.
Okay, you have to kid me things. That's the way it is.
I do.
I've already spoken to the prosecutor. I did exactly what you asked me to do. And you see that I get frustrated when I talk about it in general, okay? I mean, you probably can sense it in me. And it does frustrate me. But if that's what you want, then my beliefs on this earth are that it's better that I go my route and I do it my way than you do it your way.
But ultimately, it's going to come down to, if you can't, I will.
Okay, so
Even if it's a
I don't
few
want
minutes.
that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt at all, okay?
Also, at this point, she's asked for full immunity from being prosecuted if she gave up the locations of the supposed 9 other victims. While the prosecution didn't agree to that, they did offer her full immunity for the crimes against those potential victims. They still prosecuted her on Chris and Jason's murders, though.
They don't. This is not meant to inflict pain on you. This is not meant to cause you hardship. It's meant to make people safe. That's all. That's all this has ever been. I was telling the truth when I said I never wanted to harm you. Would I have if I had to? Yes, you know that. But that was never my goal.
But you won't even tase me just for something to do.
No, I won't. So, you have to give me the details in order for me to do them. And just be honest with me about who did what. Okay?
But in order to get what I want in Indiana, I have to take account for what he's done.
That's not true. No, because everywhere else accounts for you too.
How did you get to Minnesota?
He's trying to hold her accountable for her blame in the murders, and she straight up switches the conversation to something she wants to know. How did he find you? It's called cell towers, sweetie. When you send a message, it's transmitted from a certain location. So if you say you're in Florida, but then you send a message from Minnesota, they can easily see where the data was sent from. It's not that hard of a concept, and it's been around for quite a while now.
Really?
I told you already.
But you weren't telling the truth.
Yeah, I was.
No,
Absolutely.
No, you weren't.
Yes.
From messages and Facebook and what?
I can send a message out, okay? Send a nationwide message out with information in it, requesting information back. It's called an SO3, and it goes nationwide. And then people respond to you, and then you decide whether or not things fit or not. And then you start looking at other things to see if they fit. So, you brought it up, so we can start there.
We're not starting there. We're still in fucking Indiana. I'm just wondering. I don't see that. I know you're supposed to be telling the truth, but I see the serious look too. I get it.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say to you. I give you the answer and you doubt it. I mean, you've been with me long enough that you should know by now.
I should.
Yeah, you should.
And then you pull some cheap shots, and then I don't know what to think. And then I got my...
I pulled a cheap shot simply for the humor of things throughout this with you because it's necessary to lighten the mood sometimes. I mean, we get too intense about what we're talking about, and then you get angry, or you do, but you don't show it. But it starts to bother you, and I do it to lighten the mood. And a little joking every now and then never hurt anybody.
I joke a lot.
Yeah, well, so do I.
Nice save. What cheap shots are they talking about? We don't know, because the detective easily waves those concerns away and tells her it's because he sees she's upset, which instantly wins her over, and she's back to cooperating again because he's paying attention. She really thinks she's in control here. He's doing his job well.
And maybe I'm not that funny, but I still do it.
You still laugh, huh?
That's right. I still laugh. I laugh at everything you have to these days.
But what I was saying, though, for Indiana, I really doubt that you're going to give me what I want because I can't give you Indiana for me.
Okay? It doesn't matter.
No.
What states can you give me for you? What states? Truthfully, right now. Which states? All right, truthfully, the easiest question is, how many murders are you responsible for?
You say I'm responsible for Chris.
You have hand in it.
I don't feel like I am.
Okay. We'll talk about that afterwards.
I'm just asking.
Don't count Chris. How many are you responsible for? And I don't want any embellishment.
No embellishment needed.
Okay? So how many?
You know, one of the hardest things with this,
What?
that's self-preservation.
Yeah,
That's literally the first smart thing she has said all day. I'm not saying we all aren't pleased she didn't get a lawyer, because she definitely dug herself a deep hole with these statements. Enough so that it was used in court to show how she liked toying with the investigators, but always ask for a lawyer. She's clearly not innocent, but innocent people can make themselves appear guilty on accident or be coerced into confession. You wouldn't perform your own root canal.
But at this point, you really, you told your mom on the phone that, she said that you're not going anywhere, and you said you really believe that. So if you believe that you're going somewhere, then why don't we have that conversation first if you want?
What do you mean?
If you believe that you're not going anywhere, or you're going to get out of jail and you're going to walk away from all this because of some grand plan that you have. If you have a grand plan and this is all a facade that you've been trying to keep up, then what is it? Let's go. Let's go down the road right now.
Go that way?
Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Do I want you to tell me the whole story? Yes, I want the whole story. But if if you're going to sit here and kind of hem-haw back and forth with me about whether or not you should or shouldn't, or whether or not you're going to be accurate in what you say to me,
Oh, I'll be accurate.
then why do this? Let's talk about why you think there's a possibility of you walking out of here. Or when you say that, is it not about walking out of here?
You're thinking of my letters?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not analyzing it. I'm not nothing. I listen to what you say to your mom, and what you say to your mom is you have some belief that things are about to change for you. So how is that?
I will not spend my life in prison.
Okay?
I'm just telling you that.
Okay.
What I have to do to not spend my life in prison, I will do whatever I need to.
And what's that?
Like and subscribe for more interrogation breakdown and true crime videos to come. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Part 2 will be out soon. Love you all and have a wonderful day. Due to the limited monetization of true crime videos on YouTube, I have created a Patreon for those of you who would like to support the channel. The link is in the description below. Get access to ad-free content, early access, and exclusive videos depending on the tier. Thank you so much. Also, we've created a Discord channel for those of you who would like to join the community. Huge shout out to our Patreon producers, Jason Harrison Taz, Skylar James Wicker, and The Endless. I just want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon members, as you make it possible for me to upgrade my equipment and provide lots of great ideas for next videos. Thank you guys so much.